Yes. Miitopia without the attack stat. The only challenge that makes you swap your entire playstyle. Rules are simple. I can't boost the attack stat at all besides level ups because those are inevitable. This also means no attack boosting grub and no buying weapons. Besides those simple rules, there isn't much else to discuss, so let's get into it. This boss was kinda easy. It still hit hard, but I was able to win quickly. Oh wow, the exact same fucking thing, except a little harder because he hit a little harder. Wow. Despite the high damage, this boss was still controllable. It almost wasn't towards the end because of my low MP, but it was just a matter of slowly chipping the boss down in the first place. This fight was interesting. It got really dicey after the first half, with Boldy dying, then Toon Link dying. Luckily I had a life sprinkle, but then Red Link almost died before I got that life sprinkle in. Yeah, that was scary. Thank the Lord for energetic, I guess. Luckily he was low enough that I killed him before it got any worse. Wow, gambling is my savior. Because of a royal portion wheel, I got myself to level 12. Which should make this fight a little easier, right? No, it's still hard. He still dished out so much damage with me having little to deal back. I'm really starting to see how stupid it was not having two mages in Greenhorne. Luckily for the run, in the future, more options for magic dust will open up. In fact, real soon with Scientist and Imp. But overall, this was just your annoying, tedious, long fight. I'm very shocked this was one of the easiest to Greenhorne. You could argue because I have a full physical team besides myself. But, I mean, the general still dished out a bunch of damage. The only reason why this was so easy was because of my insane RNG. Warnings, horse, just everything went right somehow. Greenhorne was fine, I guess. On to Neksdor and actual magic jobs! This guy only really hit hard with his huge AoE attack, and not that hard with his single target attack at all. The quite literal opposite of general, actually. Besides that, this was quite easy with Sweet Whispers and my high magic team now. This was really similar to Minotaur, nothing much to say here besides the fact that 1, this boss doesn't have an AoE, and 2, no blue cobra spawned. I don't know what happened, but this has to be the first time I ever seen that. Oh wow, another Minotaur-esque boss. It's just Minotaur, but if the AoE damage and the single target damage were swapped. Then nothing else to say besides my first Horse Whispering did a whopping 151 damage. Mainly because due to Sweet Whispers, but that's still some pretty good damage for a no weapon run. I don't know what's going on, but every single fight in this world is exactly the same as the Minotaur. I really cannot describe it besides saying Minotaur but. And in this case, it's Minotaur, but the AoE is magic and it does no damage because look at my team. No more Minotaur-esque fights finally. No AoE, just pure single target mayhem is this fight. But wow, this was actually kind of hard with the big damage these guys produce. Killing Toad and then basically perma-killing Nigel, because he did not want to wake up from any resurrections, because my luck just has to be horrible now all of a sudden. After the sword died, it just became hell, mainly because I did not have any NP, even though the shield did no damage. Killing that shield took so long, but luckily, Daft Punk's Brainwasher made some nice background boss music, so shoutouts to Daft Punk. Holy crap, this was insane. The Pharaoh hit like a dumpster truck and there wasn't much I could do about that because, well, look at my dang team. The only one that could tank a little bit was me because of the food stats, but we did some nice damage at the start and then Toad died. Used a life sprinkle, and then he died again. Our healer died third of the way through, and then my dumbass let Nigel die, so then it was just me and Kirby. When I say RNG was on my side, I mean it. Cuddle ups, cool dodges, warnings, you name it. It went my way most of the time. I even got 2 Horse Whisperings, with Sweet Whispers on one and without on the other. Luckily, after the second one, Naughty Pitchfork ended one of the most insane fights I've ever had in this game. Just wow. Neksdor was quite manageable besides, well, the fight that just happened. Onto on the Fae. Despite the hard-hitting attacks, this boss ended quite quickly, and it could have ended even quicker if I just simply had enough MP for a Horse Whispering. Really nothing to talk about here besides Blossom having no defense. Oh wow, this was actually really hard, mainly because of the insane splash damage to my low HP team, and my already drained MP. I got absolutely wrecked. Sure, I won first try somehow, but Derptoon and Blossom died for the final third, so me and myself had to carry. Luckily, with some good RNG, I was able to clutch up, but damn, that was scary. Yet again, another hard-hitting boss. It was basically Witch Slime, but a little better. Derptoon and Blossom were basically punching bags again, and I can't really do much about that. But at least the two of myself were able to tank a bit and were able to hold on, practically teammate down until a horse whispering came and saved the fight. This is just the most unpredictable fight ever. Whenever I think it's gonna be a hellish nightmare, it's piss easy and vice versa. I don't know what it is with this fight. This time I was expecting hell loose, but nope, it was just free. Well, this was interesting, I guess. While it was hard-hitting and my first turn horse whispering felt like adding sand to water, it still was fine somehow. It felt like I was shredding it and then it died. Sure, I was depleting sprinkles a lot, but this was still kinda easy. I don't really know what else to say. Realm of the Fae was very odd to say the least. On to hell. This boss was stupid easy even though it could literally two-shot me. Well, this was just pray for horse the fight. Maybe I shouldn't have trusted a certain Princess Glazer, cause Blossom was so frail and pathetic, it's unreal. I think all my problems would have just been solved if I just went for Red Link or Kirby. But guess what? My idiotic self went for Blossom, and now I went for Kirby, so now I have to go into Burning Golem with 2 scientists. Sounds like fun. Anyways, Blossom died after some big hits with Tower to Flame and Horse Whispering, and then I just had to pray for Horse to carry me to the end because my MP was just absolutely dead for the remainder of the fight. This wasn't as bad as I could have ever expected. I really love to overstress myself in this game. This was really freaking free. Using my 2 brain cells, I safe spot limboed Blossom, while me, Kirby, and 190 kept blessing the boss. Unless I intentionally let 190 get a heal in. So overall, still concerning, but nowhere near the amount of chaos I was expecting. Well, here we are, Scary Man time, right? I mean, the best substance ever created by mankind is outright useless, and there's no way this frail odd team can be any good, right? Well, sure, it was a struggle and it was very tedious. I was able to chip it down over time, and I wasn't really in any real trouble this fight. I used my sprinkles and safe spot well, and I really played this fight out really well. I'm really proud of myself. Oh boy, this boss. Now you might think me gambling my Mii to level 19 would make this boss and practically any other absolutely free, right? No! Nigel and Toon Link are the biggest bums of the century. Sure, I should have bought Nigel some gosh darn armor because he got one-shotted and I ain't wasting a life sprinkle on him. But even then, Toon Link was also bad. The boss hit 3 times and had his little slaves to decide to be absolute assholes. I was barely able to land any hits at all because all the time I had to save spawn and use my sprinkles. In all reality, I should have lost this fight, but somehow I chipped him down enough for an unexpected horse whispering to kill him. I think this gets way worse from here because if my level 19 self is still only putting up 70 with a Mega Fire, we have a massive issue on our hands. This is just stalled the fight. Holy crap, it wasn't difficult or anything. It just took so gosh darn long, taking a whopping 21 turns. Like, what? And not even just the fight itself. To set this team up, it took 10 years, because I had to keep resetting and manipulating the RNG. Ultra pain, man. Well, this was a little scary, because Boldy and his grunts two-shot Derp Dude twice, making me have to do this fight clericless, until my savior, that is Horse Whispering, came and obliterated everything. It was still nerve-wracking at the end, but once Boldy fell, his stupid grunts fell shortly after. Really freaking easy, even if Pokebo GD kept shivering in his timbers. Well, here we are, Dark Lord Use Warrior. This was quite a simple fight. Through the first phase, it was just Derp Dude healing, safe spots, sprinkles, and just hoping for dodges, even if the fight opened off with the Horse Whispering. This first phase still kinda sucked. Then after a bit, the second phase started, and funnily enough, it was myself and myself working together to kill the evil myself. But yeah, the second phase was very boring because I do nothing. I just had to hope myself stopped charming myself, because that was very annoying. But yeah, quite a basic long fight with not too much concern. Karkaton was quite a long one. On to Traveler's Hub. Despite the hard-hitting boss, this fight was still piss easy. While fighting this boss, I started wondering to myself, I wish I was home alone in an apartment eating a Wendy's Baconator. I don't know why, but this boss activated my urge to eat a Wendy's Baconator. Whatever, easy. This boss is blue, so when my brother went out with his friends to Taco Bell, I asked him to get me a Baja Blast so I could try it for the first time. No worries, I paid him back because I'm a good brother. I had it and it was pretty good. Yes, the story is way more interesting than anything that happened in this fight. Oh man, it was an easy boss and I don't have anything to talk about. Next. Aw man, even worse than the actual difficult boss! The AoE move hit ungodly hard and the single target move was even worse. She was shredding my team and I couldn't do shit. Not even barrier helped all that much. This was just a total nightmare. Thankfully Horse and Sweet Whispers exist, so it didn't take that long.
This honestly should have been a hard fight because of the self-heal, but because of Sweet Whispers and good horse RNG, it wasn't terrible. Traveler's Hub was piss easy as always, onto Skyscraper. This guy was really hard. The slap did a bit and Nightmare was annoying, but that doesn't even compare to the rocks that probably had cars inside them because they hurt a lot. Even if I had Giga Cure now, I had to strategically use my resources and it was so annoying. I also didn't get a single horse whispering at all. In fact, I got one horse the entire fight, but that was solely in the fight that I couldn't restore my MP. This was the most miserable and difficult fight of the run so far. I was stressed the entire way through. When I start to the Skyscraper. This was quite simple, but mainly due to some good RNG, with cool dodges and other things. There were some minor concerns, but it was all fine. Easiest fight, as always, I just had to scream about my stupid AI teammates, but as you can tell I did the give up strat again, which I tried not to because I wanted to have some challenge, but I just couldn't due to my horrible team composition in the level before. It was Kirby, Derp Dude, Nigel, and Toon Links, and I don't think I could have done anything there. This was just a laugh fest at how much of a joke this was, due to my insane luck. Ha, good times. Skyscraper had a big bang, then had a top 10 historic fall-off moment, onto the Darkest Award. Oh wow, a stupid long snooze fest with Boldy being the only good damage dealer that I had to prioritize keeping safe. This was kind of just nothing. It took 26 turns, which is at least longer than Study. Oh wow, the exact same fucking thing, but a little harder, and also a little shorter. And here we are, the final boss, the Darkest Lord, which isn't a joke, thankfully. First phase was quite typical and average, nothing too interesting. Then I did my typical 1 HP attack routine, and then he did it again. So that was scary, and I could have just easily lost there, but thankfully I had some good luck go my way. Besides that, this was just your typical semi-challenging Darkest Lord fight, thanks to over-leveling. Yeah, as you can tell, my mage is level 30. And that's the end of this run. I mean, it was semi-interesting. I think this is my hardest run yet because there are some really standout annoying fights. This really shows how good Magicka teams are, even without any weapons. But thankfully, it was only one stat to remove, so I was able to eat. Except for 130 foods that boosted attack! My Miis got a break from eating for once. You would also expect me to be rich the whole way through because I didn't have to worry about buying weapons, but buying just armor still depleted my gold somehow. But that's all to note. This was just overall a nice smooth run. That's the end. Thanks for watching. Peace.